You are pregnant. Congratulations. But amongst the many anxieties that starts to creep up on you is, what do I need to eat in order to keep my baby safe, healthy, and growing as strong as he or she can possibly during the next 9 months? That's what I'm going to address. In this video, we are talking about the superfoods you must know and be eating during your pregnancy. Hey ladies, welcome to Hey Doc with me, Dr. Katie. On here we talk about women's health, reproductive medicine, and we address antenatal topics. Do consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. I am also the author of the book called Waiting on God His Way and Positioning Yourself for Results. Check it out. Grab your copy of the book. It's available on Amazon. Have you ever heard the term that food in pregnancy is not just fuel, but food in pregnancy is construction material? You'll understand the relevance of that statement as I go through this video. So I'm going to discuss some practical ways that you can eat some of these superfoods that I'm going to mention in this video. I have an ebook on my website that will list all of these superfoods that I'm going to talk about today, but is also going to be a menu option. In that I have a section on what you can eat for dinner and so much more. Remember, these superfoods and this ebook is for women who are pregnant, but also women who are actively trying to get pregnant. Head on over to my website and grab your copy of this ebook that you can have with you at all times and that you can make a reference to. If you do not know which materials to use and which ones to throw out, your baby may not get the best foundation that he or she deserves. Let me start by explaining something that will put everything that I'm going to discuss in this video into perspective. Your baby starts off as a single fertilized cell, literally a single cell, to being a fully formed human being with limbs, a beating heart, a functioning brain, kidney, bones, lungs, so on and so forth. Were you aware that this happens in approximately 280 days? And every single structure will be built on what you eat. What you need is the right information applied consistently. So we're going to look at the superfoods, what they build, how to eat them practically. Don't be too quick to leave because we're also going to talk about the foods that you should avoid. Before we kick off with the list, do let me know what trimester you're in the comment section, or even if you are at the phase of trying to conceive, because this list that I'm about to share is also going to be exactly what you need to be eating when you are actively trying to fall pregnant. Superfood number 1, eggs. What's inside an egg is extraordinary. One large egg will contain protein, healthy fats, vitamin B12, selenium, iodine, and importantly, choline. Now, the last element, which is choline, is absolutely crucial for brain development, memory formation, and protecting against neural tube defect. That's the same condition that the folic acid protects against. And so the choline found in the eggs, together with the folic acid, work together to prevent neural tube defect. The issue is most prenatal vitamins contain very little choline, but the recommended daily intake in pregnancy is 450 milligrams of choline, and one large egg will only provide you with 147 milligrams of choline. You do the math. So remember, I said I would show you how to eat these superfoods practically. So for superfood number 1, a practical example is 2 scrambled eggs with wilted spinach on a whole grain piece of toast for breakfast will already give you 300 milligrams of choline. And so that will put you 2/3 of the way there at just 9 o'clock or whatever time you eat breakfast. Remember, eat the entire eggs, not just the egg white. Most of the nutritional benefit is actually found within the egg yolk. An egg white omelette is protein only, nothing else. A safety note when it comes to eggs is that in pregnancy, when you are cooking an egg, you must cook the egg fully. No runny yolk, no raw eggs. Salmonella, aka food poisoning, that can come from uncooked eggs is a serious health risk both to mother and baby. So if you're a lady who likes your egg runny or even raw, wait until you've delivered your baby to go back to those habits. But in pregnancy, it is absolutely essential to cook the egg fully and properly. Is oily fish. There's a myth out there that pregnant women should avoid eating fish. Here's the truth. Pregnant women should be avoiding high mercury containing fish. fish, like sharks, swordfish, king mackerel, tilefish. Those kind of fish should be avoided completely, but low mercury fishes are strongly encouraged. These fishes include salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, and herring. These are not only safe, but actually essential. Here's why. DHA, the omega-3 fatty acid that literally builds your baby's brain material, as well as their eyes. Studies have gone on to show that babies born to mothers who have had adequate omega-3 or adequate DHA levels in pregnancy, those babies go on to develop better visual acuity. These babies also have higher cognitive scores and better language development in childhood. This is not a supplement that companies just claim. That is actually peer-reviewed evidence. The practical example of how to eat fish during your pregnancy: you can have grilled salmon twice a week. You can have tinned salmon or sardine on whole grain crackers for lunch. You can also have smoked salmon on egg. Fully cured is fine in pregnancy. Do check your local guidelines though, or something quite simple like sardine in tomato sauce on toast or in pasta. So the recommendation that I will make when it comes to eating fish in pregnancy is 2 to 3 portions of low mercury oily fish per week. Oh wait, you don't eat fish? Then do algae-based DHA supplements and have 200 to 300 milligrams per day. This is actually where the fishes get their DHA from. If you don't eat fish, you are just cutting out the middleman. Superfood number 3. This superfood does 6 jobs simultaneously. Dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, broccoli, Swiss chard, rockets, watercress. What these greens deliver is one handful. The first is folate. This is a natural form of folic acid. In these greens, you get your natural form of folic acid, which is, as we said, critical for preventing neural tube defect. But you still need your supplements. Eating leafy greens as your only source of folic acid is not enough. But dietary folate adds to that foundation in a way that no pill alone can replicate. These dark leafy greens also contain iron, which is essential for developing your baby's blood cells. And the iron that is found within these leafy greens will prevent you from developing anemia during your pregnancy as a result of not having enough iron. The dark leafy greens also contain calcium, essential for your baby's bones, vitamin K, needed for blood clotting. They contain vitamin C, which is your secret weapon. Did you know that vitamin C actually enhances iron absorption? Eating spinach with a squeeze of lemon juice or even a glass of orange juice, your body will absorb 3 times more of that iron. The example of how you should be eating your dark leafy greens: spinach wilted into scrambled eggs, handful of spinach blended into your smoothie, kale chips baked with olive oil with sea salt as a snack, having broccoli in pasta, stir fry, or simply roasted on the side. Then we have rocket salad with lemon dressing. Remember, the lemon will act to boost the iron absorption. So you must have your dark leafy greens daily. Add it to every meal that you possibly can. Hey, you are still watching. Have you subscribed? Have you liked? Have you shared? If you haven't, take a moment to do that. It will help other pregnant women and other ladies like you looking for the helpful content that we produce right here on Hey Doc. So thank you for smashing that like button and sharing our content and coming back through subscribing and hitting that notification bell. So a quick poll here. So far we've discussed 3 superfoods. How many of these superfoods have you eaten yesterday? Or even drop 0, 1, 2 or 3 based on how many of these superfoods that you have eaten. Drop it in a comment section. Let's get interactive and let's get conversations going right here on our Hey Doc community. Superfood number 4. This one is the best value for money pregnancy food that exists. We have lentils, chickpeas, kidney beans, black beans, edamame. Let me tell you what 1 cup of cooked lentils gives you. 18 grams of protein. Your baby is building muscles, organs, enzymes, and every cell in its body from protein. This cup of lentils also contains 90% of your daily folate requirement, 37% of your daily iron requirement, plus it contains fiber. Now, when we talk about fiber, we have to talk about it with all seriousness. Pregnancy will bring along with it a level of constipation that you may have never experienced. Constipation is one of the most common complaints in pregnancy, and having good bulk forming fiber is one of the first line of treatment. And finally, this cup of lentils also contains magnesium, which is important for muscle function, sleep quality, and blood pressure regulation. These are all critical in pregnancy. Examples of how to eat lentils and legumes in pregnancy. So you have dal. You can make a lentil curry that you can eat with whole grain rice, brown rice. You can have black tacos, the good old crowd-pleasing dinner. Add a tin of lentils to your stew or your soup. It disappears into the sauce and adds a triple nutrition. You can have lentils and legumes daily or every other day. Superfood number 5, sweet potatoes. Vitamin A is actually a nuisance in pregnancy. Did you know that? Preformed vitamin A from animal sources can be toxic in high doses in pregnancy and has been associated with birth defects. This is why liver is on the avoid list. We will come back to that later. But your baby absolutely does need vitamin A nonetheless for eye development, immune system formation, for the lungs, and cell membrane development. The safe solution is the plant form. Your body will convert only as much as it needs, and there is no toxicity risk. And sweet potatoes are one of the richest sources on earth. One medium sweet potato is over 100% of your daily beta carotene target. It's also high in vitamin C, potassium, fiber, and it has a moderate glycemic index, meaning it releases the sugar and the energy slowly, which is most important for managing your blood sugar in pregnancy, because pregnancy is a risk factor for developing diabetes, either diabetes in pregnancy or diabetes later on in life. So women who develop diabetes in pregnancy have a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes later on in life. So if you have superfoods like sweet potato that have a moderate glycemic index and are releasing the sugars and the energies slowly, they are less likely to make your blood sugar rise quickly and therefore put an increase and a huge demand on your pancreas to release lots of insulin. And the regular demand on your pancreas to release lots of insulin can put you at risk of developing diabetes. So examples of how you can eat this superfood is to have sweet potato wedges, which is one of the easiest side dishes. Have sweet potato mash with olive oil and garlic. Having sweet potato curry, which is rich, filling, and very nutritious. You can also have sweet potatoes and lentil soup. These are 3 superfoods all in the one bowl. So having sweet potato 3 to 4 times a week is recommended as it is a safe source of vitamin A in pregnancy. Superfood number 6, full fat, plain, no flavoring, no added sugar, Greek yogurt. Let me tell you what this gives your baby. Calcium. Your baby's entire skeleton is being built right now. If you do not consume enough calcium, your body will take the calcium from your bones and your teeth and give it to your baby. Protecting your own skeletal health in pregnancy is not optional. 1 cup of Greek yogurt contains approximately 200 milligrams of calcium. That is 20% of your daily pregnancy target from just one food. Protein. The Greek yogurt contains nearly double the protein in normal yogurt. It contains probiotics. The live culture supports your gut microbiomes, and recent research has shown that this directly influences your baby's developing immune system. And finally, Greek yogurt contains iodine. This is critical for your baby's thyroid function and brain development. You can use Greek yogurt as the base for a dip. So you'd have Greek yogurt, cucumbers, garlic, and give it a dash of dill. You can also add Greek yogurt to your smoothies. The fat that is contained within the Greek yogurt will contain fat-soluble vitamins that your baby will need. Your pregnancy is not the time to be choosing low-calorie options. The rule is eat these daily and full fat only with no added sugar. Superfood number 7, lean red meat. Now, this one surprises some people because we live in a generation where red meat has gotten a bad reputation. But in pregnancy specifically, red meat is one of the most important foods you can eat. Here's the reason why. During pregnancy, your blood volume increases by 50%, but your baby is also building his or her own blood supply simultaneously. To do that, you both need iron, and lots of it. Iron deficiency in the hypoglycemia is one of the most common complications of pregnancy worldwide. And this complication is associated with preterm births, low birth weight, maternal fatigue, which can severely affect your daily function. The heme iron, the type that is found in red meat, is absorbed 2 to 3 times more efficiently by your body than plant-based iron. It also contains zinc, which is important for cell division and immune development. It has B12, which is for neurological development. Choline, yes, again, for brain building. So you can have lean beef in your broccoli stir fry with sweet potatoes. You can have lamb and lentil stew, 3 superfoods together. You can have beef bolognese with whole grain pasta. You can have grilled lean steak with leafy green salad. And finally, you also have the option of having beef and vegetable soup. When it comes to lean red meat, safety rule, well cooked only. No pink in the middle. No raw or red meat in pregnancy. Avoid deli meats and gold cuts unless heated to steaming hot. This is because of the risk of listeria, which I'll talk about shortly. So you can have lean red meat 2 to 3 times a week in pregnancy. Fully cooked only. Here's another myth that is very common. Have you heard the saying that when you're pregnant, you should be eating for 2? Okay, I want to ask, myth or fact? When you're pregnant, you should be eating for 2. Drop a comment if you think that that's myth or if it's fact. The answer is, it's a myth. In the first trimester, you do not need any extra calories at all. In the second trimester, you only need an extra 340 calories a day. And in the fourth trimester, it only goes up to 450 extra calories a day. So just to put it into perspective, that is 1 avocado toast or a bowl of Greek yogurt with fruits. Not a second full meal. In your pregnancy, quality of the food is always going to be better than quantity. Every single time. Superfood number 8. These are the most powerful antioxidant foods that exist, and you are able to eat these in your pregnancy. They include blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries. Pregnancy actually increases the oxidative stress in your body. However, the disadvantage of high oxidative stress on your body is that it is associated with preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, and placental dysfunction. The antioxidant properties of the berries literally neutralize the free radicals that drive the oxidative stress. Berries are the most concentrated dietary sources of antioxidants that are available. They also provide vitamin C, which, remember, enhances the absorption of iron. Eat your berries with spinach. Berries also contain fiber for gut health, which will help with constipation prevention. They have a low glycemic index, and so these are going to be crucial in women dealing with gestational diabetes. So how can you practically eat your berries in your pregnancy? You can have that every morning if you want. You can blend berries in your smoothies with spinach, banana, and Greek yogurt. You can add berries to oats or porridge. You can eat them as a snack on their own. Now, a tip when it comes to the cost of berries, because berries are lovely, they have all these amazing properties, but they are not cheap. Did you know that frozen berries are just as nutritious as the fresh ones? So a bag of frozen berries is significantly cheaper and lasts for weeks. The benefit of these is that you can use them frozen in your smoothies. You can have these daily, and you can either use them fresh, which are more expensive, or frozen, which is just as nutritious. Superfood number 9, walnuts and mixed nuts. So these are walnuts, the Brazil nuts, the cashew nuts, and the pumpkin seeds. Let me tell you why walnuts stand out in this group of nuts. They have a meaningful amount of ALA, which is a plant-based omega-3 for vegetarian and vegan women. Alongside the algae-based DHA supplement, walnuts are your primary source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. All nuts provide healthy fats for fat-soluble vitamin absorptions. They also contain magnesium for sleep and muscle function, and vitamin E that is also a powerful antioxidant. Brazil nuts specifically, 1 or 2 nuts alone gives you your daily requirement of selenium, and selenium is important in supporting your thyroid function, and that's critical in pregnancy for both you and the baby. So let me bust a nut allergy myth. Current evidence does not support the mother avoiding eating nuts in a hope of preventing childhood nut allergies. Don't do that. This guidance was updated some years ago, and unless you are allergic to nuts, you are free to eat nuts. And you not eating nuts does not mean that your baby will then be spared from developing a nut allergy when he or she is born. You can have these daily. A handful is sufficient, about 30 grams per serving. Drum roll for the final superfood. Superfood number 10, avocados. It's one that a lot of you will already love, but just did not know how hard it works for you, especially during your pregnancy. As a single food, it combines 3 most critical pregnancy nutrition in one green package. Half an avocado gives you approximately 80 micrograms of folate. That is 20% of your daily pregnancy target from half a piece of fruit. Yes, an avocado is not a vegetable, it's a fruit. It contains healthy unsaturated fats. It's from the same family as olive oil, and these fats are absolutely essential for your baby's neural development, and it's also important for your body's ability to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and vitamin K. Avocados also contain potassium. Did you know that avocados contain more potassium than a banana? And potassium in your pregnancy is important because it will help to regulate your blood pressure. And this is important for reducing your risk of preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is a multi-organ failure or multi-organ disease that happens in pregnancy as a result of having very high blood pressure that can potentially lead to having a seizure. You'll find that the potassium in avocado will help those of you who experience leg cramps, and it supports muscle function also. You can have avocado toast with 2 pouches of eggs, which is the ultimate pregnancy breakfast. So you can have guacamole with tomatoes, lime, coriander with vegetable sticks. You can have half an avocado with a simple salad. You can of course blend your avocado with banana and Greek yogurt. Have it daily, every other day if you can afford it. So, foods that must be avoided in pregnancy. I'm going to keep it short not to make this video super long, and I've alluded to some of these already in the video, but a quick summary and a list is right here. You should avoid raw or uncooked meats, poultry or seafood. These will include rare steaks, raw mince, uncooked chicken, raw shellfish. The risk is having listeria. This bacteria that could be found in these uncooked meats can cross the placenta and cause miscarriage, stillbirth, premature birth, and serious newborn infections. Get this, lady, listeria has no taste, it has no smell. You have no idea that it's there. These can also contain a bacteria called Toxoplasma, which is a parasite that can be found in these uncooked meats. And Toxoplasma can cause severe fetal brain damage, as well as damage to the eyes. Another reason why you shouldn't be eating these uncooked meats is because you can catch food poisoning, like salmonella or having E. coli. And these 2 bacteria can provoke preterm labor. Make this as the rule. When it comes to your cooked meat, the internal temperature must be 75 degrees Celsius or higher. No pinkish color in the middle, ever. If they're bringing that to you at a restaurant, get them to take it back and cook it well done. Avoid raw and undercooked eggs. Again, these have a risk of salmonella. Number 3, avoid high mercury containing fishes. Mercury in high doses can actually cross the placenta and it can accumulate in your baby's brain, and this will cause irreversible neurological damage. The 4th type of food to avoid is liver or liver containing products. This is because liver contains an extremely high amount of vitamin A, retinol, and high doses of vitamin A in pregnancy is teratogenic, meaning it causes birth defects. Any substance that is known to be teratogenic causes defects in the unborn baby. So avoid liver roast. If you're gonna get your vitamin A in your pregnancy, get it from your sweet potatoes and from your dark leafy greens. Avoid unpasteurized dairy. So the soft cheese that are made from unpasteurized milk include brie, camembert, some of the blue cheeses. Check the label. If it says pasteurized milk, then it's fine. If not, if you're not sure, avoid it. Hard cheese like Parmesan, cheddar, Gruyere, These are safe even if unpasteurized because of the low moisture content. Avoid deli and cold cuts. Ham, salami, prosciutto, mortadella, cold chicken slices. All of these fall under the listeria risk. That these sit at a temperature that allow listeria to grow, even during refrigeration. If you cannot resist it, then heat it until it's steaming hot. A hot ham and a hard cheese sandwich are safe. A cold deli roll is a risk. The seventh food substance, or shall we say drink, to avoid in pregnancy is obviously alcohol. No amount of alcohol is safe in pregnancy at all. Alcohol crosses the placenta very freely. Your baby's liver cannot process alcohol, and consuming alcohol in pregnancy can lead to fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, and this is a lifelong irreversible condition caused entirely by alcohol consumed in pregnancy. Not one drink, not just occasionally. Zero alcohol in pregnancy. Limit your caffeine intake to 200 milligrams of caffeine daily. Did you know that high caffeine intake is associated with low birth weight and an increased risk of miscarriages? Remember, there is caffeine in tea, coffee, cola drinks, energy drinks. So your daily allowance of 200 milligrams should account for all of these sources of caffeine. Limit your intake of raw sprouts like bean sprouts, alfalfa, and radish sprouts. These grow in warm, humid environments, which are ideal for bacterial growth. Prefer to cook them and add them to things like stir fry only when they are properly cooked. Avoid eating these raw in pregnancy. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope it's been helpful. You are now more insightful about the things that you should eat in your pregnancy, and that will keep both you and your baby in good health, ready for the journey ahead once your precious baby is born. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It encourages us to keep doing what we do. We appreciate you all, and we will see you in our next video. In the meantime, check out all the other content that we have right here on Hey Doc. Take care, and we will see you later.